Welcome back to Stylish Naija YouTube channel. I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers. I really appreciate you guys a lot. So guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to cut and sew a Canadian smoking pencil balloon and sleeve. So this sleeve, so you could see the picture up there. This sleeve is like a trendy sleeve right now. So I decided to just share it with you guys so you know how to do it. You can use it for any of your dresses. So this sleeve is divided into two. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to show you how to measure it out. The first thing we're going to do the pencil part of the sleeve. So I'm going to show you how to cut a long sleeve. So I'm just going to use the freehand method. We're going to do it real quick, and then before I'm going to show you the pattern. So you can decide to smoke any pattern of your choice, but for today's class I'm going to show you how to do the leaf and pattern of smoking. That's what we're going to use to smoke the balloon that we're going to attach to the pencil part of this sleeve. So guys, if you are new to my channel and you have not subscribed, I would appreciate if you would subscribe and then share my videos with your friends. Hit on the notification bell to get an update when I load a new video. So for this, the first thing we're going to do, I'm just going to measure out my straight sleeve like this, just to make it easy for you. So the full length of the sleeve that I'm going to be using is 22 inches. So I'm just going to mark my 22 inches like this here, and then I'm going to come to this part. The width that I'm going to use, it is a pencil sleeve, so I have 8 inches here on fold. So I'm just going to come to this part like this, my armhole part. So I'm making use of 8, and then I'll come down about 5 inches or 6 inches, so depends on how you normally do yours. So I'm just going to do this like this now. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to measure out the part where I want my puff to start from. So because you see, and the other parts, that's the penciled part, you could decide to measure. Do you understand? So you could decide to measure how long you want it to be. So for this, I'm going to be making use of 8 inches. That's from my wrist. 8 inches from my wrist. So this is 8 inches. So I'm going to put a line here like this. So my balloon puff is going to be starting from this part to the top. So the next thing, I'm just going to use my measurements and then finish up my sleeve. So from this point, I'm just going to come like this, and then for the down part, I'll measure out my wrist measurements. So this is like a basic pencil sleeve. So guys, so we have our basic pencil sleeve ready. So the next thing we're going to do now, in the smoking pattern that I'm going to be using, so I said I'm going to make use of the leaf pattern. So I'm just going to do a quick explanation of the leaf pattern for you. So some time ago I made some couple of patterns. I did the bones pattern and then the weave, the basket weave pattern on my channel. So I'm going to drop the link so you can choose any pattern of your choice. So for the leaf pattern, here's how it is done. So after measuring out your boxes, so you could see the boxes. After measuring out the boxes, here's what you are going to do. This first part, this first line, you're going to leave it plain, and then you're going to leave the first box. You're just going to slant to the down part, and then you skip. You know, and Canadian smoking is all about skipping a box and then moving to the next one, and then you mark like this. You mark, and then for the second part, that's the second roll, I'm going to mark like this, facing down, just like the basket pattern, facing down. That's they're facing each other like this. And then I'm going to leave a full roll of a box. That's the fourth roll. I'm putting anything on it. I'm just going to leave it plain like this. And then I'm going to jump to the fifth one, and then I'm going to repeat what I have on this roll 1 here. So I'm just going to start marking it like this, and then marking it like this also. And then after doing these 2 columns, I'm going to jump another roll again. I'll come to this part again, and then I'm going to slant it down like this again, and then slant it, so, and then skip this one and then just go over it. So I'm just going to bring on the pattern close so for you to see. So this is the pattern I'm going to be using. So I already have my fabric. So for you to know the amount of fabric that you are going to smoke for this, so it depends on how big you want it to be. That's the puff. So for this, you could decide to use you could decide to use about 25 inches or less than 1 yard. But me, if I was making this kind of sleeve, if I'm going to make it for myself like what I have on the picture, I'm going to actually smoke 1 yard for one sleeve, so to give it that fullness. You see the amount of the picture that you have up there. So you are going to smoke 1 yard. You're just going to get 1 yard of fabric, and then you are going to smoke it to give you that result. And after smoking, this is what you are going to put into consideration. The smoke part of your sleeve, it must cover up this point. So you see what I have here, 15. So after smoking, I must have the length that I'm going to have must be 15 inches. So that is why I say, so when you smoke 36, at the end of the day, since it is double, you are going to have that length. So now I'm going to explain quickly to you how we're going to be doing the smoking. So what I explained initially, so we're just going to continue it from this point like this now. So for this now, we're going to come like this now. I'm skipping this row. So okay, sorry. So for this, since it is a balloon sleeve, I'm going to be using 4 inches interval. That's my box is 4 inches. So you could decide, if you were doing normal sleeve, use 2.5 inches or 2 inches if it is normal sleeve. But since this is a big sleeve, if you do it, if it is too close, it will not be fine. So that is why I'm using 4 inches. 4 inches up and then 4 inches down. So I've skipped the first row. Here's what we're going to do. So I'm going to skip this one. So I'm bringing the pattern to life now. I'm going to bring this like this. I'm going to mark this like this, and then I'm going to skip this and then come like this. You see what I'm doing? They are facing, I'm slanting them downwards. I'm going to skip this now, and then I'll do this. So I'm going to come to this next roll, and then I'm going to mark this. So you see them, they are facing each other. So this, we'll skip this, and then we're going to mark this like this now. And then you skip this, you're going to mark this now. So we'll mark it. So I hope you can see it. I'm just trying to make it very clear. So I'm going to skip this row now. That's this row here. I'm going to skip it, and then we're going to move to this one. So in moving to this one, we're going to repeat what we have. We're not coming like this, we're going to be going like this. So this first row now, we're going to repeat it here. Now we're just going to come to this point now. For this point like this, we're going to come to this point, and then I'm going to mark this like this, and then I'm going to do this here. I'm going to repeat it here. I'm going to jump this one, and then I'm going to do this also. So I'm going to come to this row now. I'm coming like this, just like what we have on this row too now. So you see what we have. So we're going to repeat this here. So it's facing each other like this, but leaving one row. So I'm just trying to show you get the pattern properly. So you see what we're doing. So I'll skip this now, and then I'm bringing this again. And then we'll skip this. So we're going to skip this next row now. So I'm just trying to make you to understand it properly before we're going to skip this, and then we're going to do this. So this just going to extend. You're just going to come to this point. You're going to pick one point like this from this point like this, and then you pick this, and then here's what we're doing. You bring them together like this. So that's just basically what we're doing here. So I'm just going to pick this now, and then I'll pick this, and then I'm going to join them. So you use a matching thread, you understand? I'm just going to join them together like this. So we've done the first one. So you tie it properly and cut it out. So everywhere you have all the lines, these are the parts that you are going to join. So we're skipping this one, so we're going to do this one like this and then like this. Once you pick it and then you pick this point also, you join them together. You see what we're doing. So you see, it's already looking like what we have, because this is a balloon sleeve. So because of the spacing, because it is very wide, so it's going to really be fine. So we're going to continue. I'm going to do this. So I'm just going to continue like that, and until I'm done. So when I'm done, we'll come and fix it on our sleeve. Okay, so you see I finished and smoking it, and it looks really beautiful. So because it is a balloon sleeve, so you see how beautiful it is looking. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm just going to fold this. So this is the part, this is the pencil sleeve. So I've cut it out already on my fabric. So I'm just going to put a notch here, and then I'm going to explain to you how this is going to be done. So I'm just going to put this so you see it and properly. So this is what we are going to be doing. So I'm going to take this sleeve now. I'm going to take this now. I'm going to be pleating this edge. I'm going to pleat it on this side. I'm going to pleat it on this side like this. So I'm just explaining it. Okay, so we're going to start stitching now. So like I said initially, for a balloon sleeve like this, like I said, your satin that you want to smoke, you should smoke one. If you want it as big as what is on the picture, I'm repeating this. If you want it as big as what is on the picture, you should smoke 1 yard. That's 1 yard of fabric for one sleeve. If you want it bigger, you can decide to add, and if you want it smaller, you can decide to reduce it. So that's just about that. So the next thing we're going to do now, I'm going to start and pleating this from this edge like this. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to turn it like this. So you see what I'm doing. I'm going to pleat the whole edge of my fabric. I'm going to pleat it along this line. The whole edge of my fabric, I'm going to pleat it along this line. So the line that I marked. So I'm just going to start from this point. So I'm just going to leave some couple of inch that I'll trim out at the end of the day. So I'm going to start from this point. So you see what I'm doing. I'm going to pleat it like this, and then we're going to flip it to the top part. So if you want to line your sleeve, you can decide to line it. So it depends on you. So the next thing, so you see what we have already. So you see how beautiful it is looking already. So the next thing we're going to do now, I'm going to take the top part, and then I'm going to pleat it along this line also. So you see, because now we're going to have excess that is going to drop, so you're just going to take this other part of your sleeve, that's of your ruffled and your smoked part, and then you are going to pleat it along the armhole line like this. Okay guys, so you can see our sleeve is looking so beautifully well. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm just going to finish up the edge. I'm just going to finish the down and then join it. So you could see it's looking so beautiful already. So you see our sleeve, we really achieved it. So I'm going to finish and then show you the final look. So the next thing, you're just going to hold these edges together like this, and then you're going to stitch on your side seam. Okay guys, so you could see I'm so happy it came out and really and beautifully well. So you see at the end of the day, this is how your sleeve is going to look like. So I'm just really going to so you see I'm so happy at the outcome of the sleeve. So if you find this video helpful, I would appreciate if you would like this video, share it with my with your friends, share it with your friends. So you see, and then subscribe if you have not done so already. So thank you so much, guys. I'll see you in my next video.